It's a question that echoes in the silence, late at night, after the dust has settled, and you are alone again. Why me? You look in the mirror, and the exhaustion is deeper than physical fatigue. It is soul exhaustion. Why me again? What is wrong with me that I keep attracting this same type of person? Am I a magnet for narcissists? You start to distrust yourself. You look at your friends, at other women, and you wonder why they seem to find kind, stable partners, while you repeatedly find yourself entangled in the same chaotic drama. You feel marked, defective. What if I told you that? This question is fundamentally wrong. What if I told you that the answer to why me has nothing to do with a flaw in you, but rather a quality you possess? The narrative that you attract narcissists is a distortion. It positions you as a passive agent, as an object that emits a defective signal. The truth is much more active and much darker on their part. You don't attract narcissists. You are selected by them. There is a fundamental difference between being a magnet and being a target, and understanding this difference is the first step to dismantling the guilt and reclaiming your power. Today, we will decode exactly what happens. We won't talk about what is wrong with you. We will talk about what is right about you, that a predator identifies as a valuable resource. And we will talk about the one vulnerability they truly exploit to get in. Prepare yourself, because the clarity you gain today will change the way you see yourself forever. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. If this video resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and leave your like on the video. I count on your support. Let's start with what you know so well, the feeling of déjà vu, the pattern. It all starts spectacularly. In fact, it's almost too good to be true. He seems different. He listens to you. He sees you. The connection is instantaneous, electrical. He reflects your values, your dreams, your hopes. You feel like you have finally found someone who gets you. There is an intensity that you confuse with depth. You tell your friends, this time is different. He's not like the others. And you believe it with every fiber of your being, because in this initial stage, he is not a person. He is a mirror. He is actively studying you, learning your language, your fears, and your desires, so he can mold himself into exactly what you have always looked for. This is not destiny. It is a performance. Then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, things begin to change. A veiled criticism disguised as advice, a passive-aggressive comment that throws you off balance, a sudden disappearance, followed by an excuse that makes you feel guilty for having worried. The pedestal he put you on starts to wobble. You feel the shift in the air. Constant validation is replaced by breadcrumbs. Clear communication becomes a labyrinth of ambiguities, insinuations, and worst of all, silence. You find yourself anxious, checking your phone, replaying conversations in your mind, trying to figure out what you did wrong. And that is when the pattern truly sets in. You start working harder. You try to be more understanding, more patient. You try to fix the connection you had. You apologize for things you didn't do. You walk on eggshells, trying to avoid the next outburst or the next silent treatment. When the end comes, whether through a brutal, sudden discard or a slow fading where you are forced to give up, the result is the same: devastation. But it is not just the pain of the loss. It is the deafening confusion. The person you fell in love with has disappeared, replaced by a cold, cruel, indifferent stranger. And then, the collapse. The realization that it happened again. The same script, perhaps with a different actor, but the play was the same. And the question returns, relentless. What did I do? Why does this always happen to me? Could I be the problem? This self-blame is the ultimate goal of the abuse. The narcissist needs you to believe the fault lies in you, because this absolves him of any responsibility. It keeps him clean in his own distorted mind. He has trained you to doubt your own reality, and that doubt persists long after he is gone. You become your own jailer, reliving the abuse and internalizing the guilt. You feel foolish for having fallen for it again. You feel weak for not having seen the signs. You feel unworthy of a healthy, stable love. And it is exactly in this state of vulnerability and self-blame that the next narcissistic person will find you. The pattern is not just the abuse, it is the erosion of your self-confidence that leaves you exposed to the next cycle. It is essential to break this narrative. The fault is not yours. What you experience is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of his predatory methodology. Now, let's dismantle the central idea that imprisons you, the idea that you attract narcissists. Imagine a lion on the savannah. The lion is not attracted to just any animal. It does not see a healthy elephant and think, I'm going to attack. That would be suicide. The lion actively hunts. It selects its target. It looks for very specific characteristics. It looks for an animal that might be slightly isolated from the herd, or that looks young, or perhaps one that is limping, but crucially, it also looks for an animal that seems to have enough to be worth the hunt, enough to feed it. The narcissist is an emotional predator. He is not passively attracted to you like a piece of metal is attracted to a magnet. He is on a constant, active hunt for supply, and he does not select just anyone. He filters people. Many people believe that narcissists look for weak people. This is a dangerous misconception, and one of the reasons you blame yourself. You think, if I attract them, I must be weak. The truth is the opposite. Narcissists rarely select genuinely weak, broken, or passive people. Why? Because those people have nothing to offer. They have no resources to be exploited. They do not have the energy necessary to feed the narcissist's insatiable void. What the narcissist seeks is strength, but a specific strength. He looks for high capacity for empathy. He seeks people who feel deeply, who listen, who try to understand. High responsibility. He seeks people who take responsibility, not just for themselves, but often for the feelings of others. Resilience and strength. He seeks people who can endure, people who don't give up easily, people who have an incredible capacity to forgive and give second chances. Inner light. He seeks people who have something he doesn't. Joy, talent, a vibrant social circle, professional success. He sees these qualities not as admirable virtues, but as natural resources to be extracted. He sees your empathy as a wellspring of validation. He sees your responsibility as a guarantee that you will take the blame for all his problems. He sees your resilience as a sign that you will withstand a lot of abuse before breaking. He sees your light as something to warm himself by, and eventually extinguish, so only he can shine. You are not selected because you are defective. You are selected because you are rich in emotional resources. The selection process is quick and instinctive for the narcissist. In the first conversation, he is testing you. He throws out a small bait of vulnerability, tells a sad story about a crazy ex or a difficult past. He watches your reaction. Do you frown with empathy? Do you try to comfort him? Do you say, wow, I'm so sorry you went through that? Bingo. He has identified your empathy. He gives you an exaggerated compliment. Love bombing. Are you slightly uncomfortable but accept it? Or do you say, that's too fast and inappropriate? If you accept, he knows he can proceed. You are not attracting anyone. You are being interviewed for the role of the primary source of supply. And the narcissist is a master recruiter. He knows exactly the answers he is looking for. The problem is not that you are a magnet. The problem is that the predator has identified you as a high-value target. This transfers the action and the pathology entirely back to him. It is not about your magnetism. It is about his hunger. Let's delve into the central pillar, empathy. If being empathetic is what makes you a target, does that mean your greatest quality is your greatest flaw? No. It means your greatest quality is the narcissist's most coveted resource. Think of the narcissist as a black hole. He has no light of his own. He has no sense of internal identity, no warmth, no empathy. He is a vacuum. His apparent grandiosity is just a facade, an event horizon that hides the emptiness within. And like a black hole, he needs to constantly consume the light and energy of everything around him to continue existing. The empathetic person is the opposite. You are a star. You generate your own light. You radiate warmth, understanding, patience, and validation. For the narcissist's vacuum, you are the perfect power source. This is where the paradox is revealed. The narcissist is not looking for someone to share life with. He is looking for someone to consume. When you meet the narcissist, you do what you have always done. You listen. You try to understand. When he behaves badly, your first instinct is not, he is a horrible person, but rather, what must have happened to him for him to act like that? He must be suffering. You give him the benefit of the doubt. You project your own goodness and your own capacity for introspection onto him, assuming he possesses them too. The narcissist knows this. He counts on it. He uses your empathy as a weapon against you. When he betrays you and you confront him, he does not apologize. He tells you a story about how lonely he felt, misunderstood, or how terrible his childhood was, and your empathy kicks in. You find yourself consoling him for the pain he caused you. When he gives you the silent treatment, your empathy makes you think about what you did to hurt him. You chase after him, apologizing, trying to fix things. For him, this is supply. He has taught you to self-abandon to care for him. Your willingness to fix relationships, your loyalty, your belief in the best in people, all of this is seen by the narcissist as permission. Your ability to forgive is not seen as a virtue, but as proof that he can cross your boundaries repeatedly. The narcissist chooses you, because healthy people with firm boundaries reject him quickly. A healthy person, at the first sign of intense love bombing, feels a warning. At the first silent treatment, they understand that it is manipulation and step away. At the first sign of disrespect, they set a clear boundary. The empathetic person, on the other hand, gives a second chance, and a third, and a 20th. The narcissist selects you because you are an emotional gambler. You keep putting chips on the table, believing that in the next round you will win, that he will change, that the good man from the beginning will return. He chose you because you are strong enough to carry his weight and yours. He chose you because you are generous enough to give your all and ask for nothing in return. Your greatest qualities are not the problem. The problem is that you offered them to a vacuum that cannot and will not reciprocate. He only consumes. This is the point where everything makes sense. This is the deepest and, for many, the hardest revelation to face. So far, we have established two facts. The narcissist actively selects targets. It is not passive attraction. He selects targets with high empathy and strength, resources to exploit. But this leaves a crucial question, open. Many people are empathetic and strong, yet not all repeatedly fall into narcissistic relationships. Some empathetic people encounter the narcissist, feel the warning, and walk away immediately. Why didn't you walk away? Why, for you, did the warning signs not sound like alarms, but perhaps like something familiar? The answer almost always resides in what we call the original wound. Many, if not most, of the narcissist's preferred targets grew up in environments that prepared them for abuse. This could mean having had an openly narcissistic parent, but often it is more subtle. It might be an environment where love was conditional. You were only loved when you got good grades, or when you were good, or when you didn't cause trouble. It might be an environment where your feelings were routinely invalidated. You're overreacting. It was nothing. Stop crying. Perhaps you learned dangerous lessons in childhood, that love is not constant. It must be earned, and it can be withdrawn at any moment, that your needs do not matter. You need to take care of others' emotional needs first, that chaos, drama, and emotional unpredictability are normal in a relationship, that when someone treats you poorly, it is your fault for having provoked them. Your internal compass for what is love and what is abuse was calibrated incorrectly from the start. Then, decades later, the narcissist appears. He starts with the love bombing, intense validation, the love you always wanted. You feel finally seen. Then, he begins to withdraw that love, the silent treatment, the criticism. For a person with a healthy compass, this is a sign of danger, run. But for you, with the compass broken by the original wound, this sounds familiar. The narcissist's idealization and devaluation cycle is a perfect echo of your childhood's conditional love and invalidation cycle. Your subconscious does not say, run. It says, I know this feeling. This is what love is like. It's intense. It's hard. I need to try harder to earn back the approval. You don't fall in love with the narcissist. You fall in love with the chance to finally heal your original wound. You enter the dynamic with the subconscious hope that this time, if you are good enough, patient enough, loving enough, you will finally fix the broken person and win the unconditional love you never received. It is a compulsion to repeat. You are trying to rewrite the past. The narcissist did not select you because of your wound. He is not that clever. He selected you for your empathy, pillar 2, but it is your wound, pillar 3, that makes you stay. It is your wound that interprets the love bombing as a soulmate and the abuse as a challenge to be overcome. It is not that you attract narcissists. It is that your definition of love was, until now, dangerously aligned with their definition of abuse. The familiarity of chaos prevented you from seeing the danger. Let's stop using the word attract. Let's replace it with select and allow. You are not a defective magnet that pulls evil towards you. You are a resource-rich person, empathy, strength, resilience, who was selected by an emotional predator who possesses none of those things. And you allowed him in, not because you are weak or foolish, but because your internal compass was miscalibrated a long time ago, making the poison feel familiar, making the chaos feel like passion. The guilt you carry is not yours. It was implanted in you, first by your family dynamics, then by your abuser. They needed you to believe the fault was yours so that you would never stop trying to fix things. Clarity is the antidote. Understanding these 3 pillars is the turning point. You understand that the hunt is his, not yours. Pillar 1. You understand that your qualities, empathy, are your superpowers, not your weaknesses, even though they have been exploited. Pillar 2. And you understand that your vulnerability, the original wound, is not a life sentence, but rather a map that shows you exactly where you need to heal. Pillar 3. Healing is not about becoming cold or cynical or building impenetrable walls. Healing is about recalibrating your compass. It is about healing that original wound so that the next time you meet someone who offers you conditional love, who invalidates you, who plunges you into chaos, you no longer feel familiarity. You will feel repulsion. The alarm will sound, and you will no longer ask, "What is wrong with me?" You will look directly at his behavior and state, with the absolute clarity of someone who has decoded the pattern. I see exactly what you are, and you no longer have a place here. In the description of this video, you will find a link to support materials created with care to help you understand and re-signify what you have lived through or are living through. Feel free to use the comments below to leave your story, your vent, or even a suggestion for a topic for the next video. Click on the suggested video on the screen and stay with me. Remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.